taxi organization Santaco has blamed the government for its failure to ensure that taxi owners have legitimate documents. They're threatening court action if the Minister of Transport fails to address their concerns. The industry has now declared that from tomorrow, taxis will start loading at 100% capacity. Santaco's President Phillip Taaibosch joins me now. Mr. Taaibosch, good evening and thanks for your time. There seems to be an open defiance of government's regulations because as yet there's been no official announcement that taxis can in fact go ahead and load to full capacity.
Good evening, Cathy, and good evening to your listeners, your viewers. Cathy, the decision taken by Santaco was not a very easy and simple decision. It was a very well-thought decision after having gone through the last 3 months, going through engagement between ourselves and government through the Department of Transport, Minister Phillip Taaibosch. And I'm sure you would remember that we were the first to actually give our commitment to the coronavirus, the COVID-19, by ensuring that we teach our taxi operators how to disinfect, how to sanitize, and we were speaking on those issues, including the mask. But in the long run of the meeting, and this is not about the taxi relief fund. This is not about the taxi relief, the taxi relief fund. This is about the taxi operators having been sort of out of work for more than 2 months, and that we have appealed to the minister to say, what is it that can be done to ensure, because we've made to understand what is a relief. And when we are looking at a relief, we say that the relief will not be able to put bread and butter on the table of these taxi operators who need to do repayment on their vehicles. And you know, with the continuous postponements of the meeting, and I want to lay this blame blatantly on the minister's table, that the minister has not been playing a game, a good game, a fair game with the taxi industry, but he has taken us for a ride since we started talking on these issues of the lockdown. Even our proposals, the minister would push them aside and later blame us on those things. And the industry has taken a decision to say that it's been a long time, that they've actually respected the lockdown regulations, that they've been complying, and all sorts of other organizations are now beginning to open. Even the buses are loading at full capacity. For instance, the aeroplanes are loading at full capacity. Now the taxi industry is asking itself, why not us? And you look at the buses, you will even see that the interprovincial buses have been working, while the interprovincial taxis have not been working, not even at a reduced capacity. So the long-distance taxis have been suffering more than anybody else in this country. And hence we have taken a decision to say that, and this decision we have taken after consulting with the minister. And we were supposed to have a meeting with the minister on Wednesday. And I must indicate the minister didn't say he will open or not open, but we discussed this matter. And we were waiting for the minister to come back and tell us what is the decision, what is it that he's spoken to the NCC about.
Mr. Taaibosch,
up to this far, we have not received anything positive from government.
I'll get into the minister and the role that he has played, as you're saying, in terms of the situation getting to where it is today. But I want to begin with the responsibility that the industry has. you cannot in any way assert or even assume that taxi drivers have been worst affected by COVID-19 and some of the measures that have been in place. There are businesses that have shut down. There are industries that have been equally hard hit as the taxi industry. So to the extent that you are not alone in this case, do you think that the need for you to get back to work justifies the fact that you are now completely not obeying the rule of law? Does that make you a law unto yourself? Does it give you the right to be a law unto yourself?
You know, Cathy, what is amazing is that, you know, some people speak to the taxi industry as if the finances we are running this industry with, we are getting some help from somewhere. And we've been neglected for quite a long time, whereby we've been promised subsidies, and suddenly it comes as if now subsidy becomes a bait to us. If you say yes, then we will keep you on until such time that a new minister comes in, and he will start also with his new programs of subsidy. But I must indicate that Santaco has been very loyal, very responsive, and very committed to finding solutions and to supporting government. From day one, even the 100% issue, you would remember that when the 100% issue was toyed with in the beginning, Santaco objected to the 100% after having understood very clearly from the minister and the DG that what could be the health hazard as far as that particular 100% is concerned. Hence, the 70% was supported by Santaco. So we're not afraid of saying that we supported the 70% because we were looking at the health of our people in the country and the support we could give. But we were not looking at a situation where we will be used as guinea pigs around this particular issue to say that you guys are not worried, you are individuals, and that's the words that are coming out, you are individuals, and you are not tax compliant. And I believe that the only structure which could make that statement would be SARS, which is compliant to make that statement is SARS. And, you know, all sorts of issues are coming forward as a tactical game that is played between ourselves and the Department of Transport. I must indicate that we will continue respecting the minister, we will continue respecting our government, but we are not going to allow the taxi industry to be turned into a football.
But surely you can't talk about respecting,
financially putting our muscles into that. So we are prepared to talk to the minister. We are prepared to find a solution. But we are saying that since the postponement was on the basis of finding this solution, so let the minister find us halfway while we are busy implementing this solution. And when the minister comes, we sit down with him, we find the right legal framework of doing these things.
Mr. Taaibosch, you can't sincerely talk about respecting the minister and respecting the government, and yet in the very same breath continue to say that you're simply not going to abide by the lockdown regulations that now form part of the laws that are legislating this period that we're in. Because on one hand, you're saying, we're going to break the law, and we dare you to try and hold us accountable for doing that. It looks like you're looking for a fight.
You know, it's a pity I can't hear very clearly what Ayanda is saying, but I think what I'm putting forward is just to say that as the industry we have taken this decision, and it will be proven when we sit in a meeting, in whatever kind of a meeting where we are sitting, that it is this time, it's not the taxi industry that is at fault, but it's somebody who thinks that the taxi industry is actually a non-symbol, and that the taxi industry would not feel the pains of losing when this time is actually stretched the way it is stretched. We are waiting. And I must indicate also, Cathy, that, we've been quiet. The minister went ahead to go and make a statement, and a very false statement about the taxi industry, in the sense that the minister said we didn't want to accept the relief fund. We were on negotiation, and hence even today I refuse to speak on the outcome of that meeting, because the meeting was adjourned to last week Wednesday, and I am prepared to speak only after we had a meeting with the minister around the issue of the relief fund, whether we accept or not accept the relief fund. So all these other things that are said, it's not things which are coming from the taxi industry's mouth, and hence even with our statement today, we are saying we are still in negotiations with the minister around the issue of the relief fund. We have not received a direct response from the minister.
How is the minister taking you for a ride? Earlier on, you said that you have been used as some form of back and forth, that there's, there seems to be a power play, and quote unquote, the minister has been taking you for a ride. How did he do that?
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but that is the truth. What else should I say? I can't come up with any other truth except to say that the manner in which meetings have been postponed, it tells you that the taxi industry is not a number.
So do you feel that as a result of the meeting that was scheduled to have taken place this past week, that then means that the minister is taking you for a ride?
Listen, I'm saying, and maybe to confirm, it's true that because in the manner in which the meetings has been postponed, you can take it that we are not a number. We are not even considered, and hence I'm saying that we are not taken serious. We are taken for a ride.
How are you going to guarantee the safety of the majority of the people in this country who rely on taxis to get around every single day? Because while there's this back and forth between yourselves and government, it has very real implications for those who don't have a choice, your commuters, who don't have a choice and have to use the taxi public transport system. How are you going to keep them safe?
I can indicate to you that we have demonstrated through many years that we are taking the safety of the passengers very serious, and hence Santaco has even come up with its own program of Hlokomela, his own road safety program of Hlokomela. If we didn't take the passengers serious, if we didn't take the road rules of this country serious, we wouldn't do that. So we demonstrated that, and we will continue demonstrating that our passengers, we care for them, and because they are the main people who are a source of income for us.